Friday, June the 22nd, 2018, the day after the longest day. Always a sad occasion, say it every year. But it's a slippery slope now down towards the autumn and midwinter. Anyway, let's make the most of it. We've got a cracking day today, about 20-21 degrees, it's perfect walking weather. No breeze as such, it's still, and I'm about to undertake an appropriately long walk today, the longest one of the year for me, 16 miles if I get there, to Horsham. Appropriate that I choose a long walk for a long day. However, trains didn't help me. They were half an hour late leaving St Pancras, lots of problems on our line. So consequently, I'm half hour late starting. It's now 12:30, 16 miles to do, so I need to press on. So here we are at the station entrance. Per the notes, ignore the branch to the left. Continue on downhill over the stile, of which I think there are a few today. Okay, just crossed the stream. We're now following something called the Sussex Hospices Trail. Interesting. Going right over another stile uphill. First thing we encounter is this lovely field of oxeyes. At least I think they're oxeyes. Might not be tall enough, but wonderful wildflower meadow. Butterflies aplenty. Continue on ahead for 300 metres to join a lane. Wonderful Sussex countryside this is. A glimpse back to Balcombe. Interesting. Marooned. Anyway, this ramshackle place doesn't look like it's inhabited anymore. Passing a muddy looking pond at Westup Farm. Just the usual mallards here. And now a flock of geese to contend with. Leaving Westup Farm, where I managed to bypass the geese no problem, and the cattle are in the shed there, so that's good news. We're in the High Weald part of Sussex, West Sussex still. So leaving the car wide track and following this wooded section. Just noting how sandy it is underfoot today. Could be obviously very different after rain and in the winter months. Point 8 of these well written instructions. Short, sharp and succinct. No waffle about them. A bit like following a GPS track actually. Anyway, not that I've had experience of that, but that's what it looks like. Nice vista here. Having just got over this stile. One mile in. Just after point 8 of the text. Not quite 9 yet. Looks like there's been a freshly dug out pond here. Could be referred to as a point in the text. Bit of a strict warning, isn't it? Firearms in use. Okay, this must be point 9. Entering some nice mixed woodland. Hopefully cooling at this hot time of the day. Chiff chaff in the distance. Okay, point 10 of the text sends us down this path into a ravine crossing a little stream that would be in the winter months, and I think I've been down here before on another Balcombe walk. Wonderful down here. Up the next flight. So here we are, just about to enter Ditton Place, point 11 of the text. Journey's up here, even got its own post box. So that's Ditton Place. Get the impression this might be a private school of some kind. Onward journeys to the left here, next to these garages. Quite amazing really, point 14 of the text. There's still water on the ground here. Possibly a spring nearby, or this is the outflow of it. There is in fact a wonderful little woodland stream on my right as well. Very pleasantly cool in here. That's why I like the High Weald. Very rustic and times gone by, oldie worldy. Just going over a little plank bridge. There are some repairs here needed. Young birch down as well, just before the bridge. Point 17 of the text refers to a metal field gate at this point, I believe, but I can't see one. I'm going to turn right, continue 60 metres and encounter another metal field gate apparently. That way I'll know I'm on track. Well, this metal field gate is actually locked, so you've got to climb over it, which isn't particularly helpful, Mr. Farmer. Sure Defra would like to know about this. Solitary horse there doesn't look very well to me. He's eating horse manure, scraping through it because there's nothing else to eat. I know dogs do that, but I didn't know horses did. Interesting bracket fungus down there next to this brook. Well, what's left of it. It's attached to an oak tree, I believe. No, looking up, got that wrong, it's an ash. Someone making use of an old post box there. Just before we're about to enter another wood. Wonderful walk in this. Beautiful. Pylons detract a little, but generally speaking they're well hidden down here. Now on the Sussex Ouse Valley Way, and I believe the Arun starts in Horsham, doesn't it? Not the Ouse, but the Ouse starts in here somewhere. The boardwalk here. That rather nice lake in there is obviously part of the house I've just walked past. Got a nice little boathouse at the end there, or a diving area actually. Now entering Nyman's, which I know I've walked through before. Google that if you're interested. Bird nesting season officially March the 1st to August the 31st according to them. I agree with that. Although obviously the glorious 12th in August is when they start shooting the old grouse. Another large pond stroke small lake on my right. Our onward journey's not straight ahead here, but left up this ravine. 24 of the text. Got some nice redwoods here, sequoia, and obviously this being Nyman's, starting to encounter human life, which I haven't done for an hour and 20 minutes. Shame. So there you go. The rocks being up behind these trees here. So I got waylaid at point 24. Instead of turning sort of vaguely left after 40 metres, I continued on the main track. But anyway, I've got back to where I should be, I believe, because that's where I should have come from. That's the onward journey uphill for 320 metres. That's good to see. Preserves your fence base. So here we are in the village of Handcross, a lunchtime stop for those that so wish, at the Red Lion. So there you go, just leaving Nyman's Woods. There is the Red Lion, established 1519, as you can see. Busy old road this. Crossing over what is, I believe, the A24. Got to be careful here because the footpath next to the house marked treefold is not clearly marked, unless you look at that tablet on the floor. Get about 10 metres up their drive and it is marked. Pass allotments on your right, not mentioned in the text. Just come out of there past the allotments, and I now believe we follow the Hughes Valley Way along this lane for just over 1,000 metres, 1.2 kilometres. So hopefully this is right, otherwise I'm in a mess. I wonder what that was in days of yore. Possibly for livestock by the looks of it, I don't know. Some strange red balls on the sides of it. So some sort of a squeeze gate type thing for cattle, perhaps, I don't know. Remnants of the rhododendron blossoms there. Obviously now coming up the end of June. Been dead a couple of weeks. Might be worth bearing that in mind for when you want to walk this. Pleasant little lane this down to Slaugham. So there's the white gate into Slaugham. Onward journey's right here through this gate, back on the Sussex Hospice Trail. Point 30 of the text, we're following the High Weald landscape trail now. And this section's been the most overgrown I've encountered, albeit nothing like what you find in Kent though. Chap over there cutting grass, that's what that noise is. Wonderful lilies there as we pass this delightful pond, fishing lake, and look at this. Not sure what that is. Dragonfly or... God knows. Anyway, I'm looking for a bench now to have my lunch, because it's just gone 3 and I'm getting peckish. Wonderful. Delightful walk thus far, lots of variety in it. Woodland, lakes, good weather, perfect. Okay, this seems like an appropriate position. Nice bench. Thanks, Les. By quiet waters. Indeed they are. And that's the vista you get. Right, let's have a quick pit stop. 4:15, lunch has been had. About a third of the way through the walk at the minute, so I need to get my skates on. Anyway, press on. 1.2 kilometres down this lane now to the recommended lunchtime pub apparently. High Weald is that even the country lanes are peaceful, and interestingly, considering the proximity of Gatwick, I haven't heard any jet noise either. Brilliant. Recommended lunchtime pub, the Wheat Sheaf. Not sure why though, because it's got a very busy road in front of it. Nice big garden at the back though. Yes, this footpath crossroads here is 150 metres from the road. Warren Vergate. And our onward journey's straight. Not left downhill here by the stile. Soon find out. Wonder what this place is. Worth googling. Okay, this would appear to be turn left downhill. I do like sparse instructions, but some of these are a little bit too sparse. Point 37 of the text we're at. Now in another mixed wood. Been a delightful walk thus far, must say. This is a bit confusing because here's a brand new erected finger post. The notes would send me on straight ahead. So they're what I'm going to stick to. But the author, Dirk, I believe it is, take note. Got a change of route here. Point 38. Okay, I'm crossing a footbridge here. I've decided to follow the new route, if that is the new route, simply because the rhododendron bushes were a bit thick on what would have been the route straight ahead. So fingers crossed here, but I'm getting very close to 250 metres before hitting the meadow. Okay, point 38, here are 4 oak trees. Follow them up 200 metres to the other side of the field. So I do seem to be back on track. Okay, here's the said metal field gate, public footpath marker behind it. So we're on the right track. Okay, I haven't found the turning on the right yet, out past the house. But I've come to this pond, large lake. Look at the fish in it. There are some large carp in there. Possibly some tench, so I'm told. Anyway, this is a bit disconcerting. I need to find this footpath. Okay, point 38. I think the author's made a boo-boo. Just cost me about 20 minutes in time. Good God, what's that? Sounds like something's getting killed. Anyway, someone else will be getting killed if I miss my train later. I think this is the right direction. Instead of turning right after that 4 oaks, I think you turn left. And this is the onward journey. Soon find out. Point 40. Certainly looks like the author of this walk has made a major error with the directions. Never known that before. Anyway, it looks like we're back on track, thankfully, but I've lost a massive amount of time. Again, point 41's not 100% clear. It says ignore the stile and stay on the path this side of the stream. Well, here's a path, but there's no stile. I wonder if the author means footbridge. So don't cross that footbridge. Soon find out. Wonderful flower, this. Keep forgetting its name. Fairly common. Lovely in here. So peaceful. Wind's picking up now. One of the electric pylons referred to in the text, next to electric fences, which we have to utilise to get out. 43 says you follow this track towards Newstead Farm, but it doesn't tell you whether to turn left or right. So just as well to bring a map, like me, because you have to turn right. South Downs there in the distance, from a point near Newstead Farm. About 5 o'clock now. We're just marching downhill into those woods. And I noticed over there on the right, jets taking off at Gatwick. So no doubt we'll soon be able to hear them. In fact, I can just start to hear them. So the tranquility of the day, around 10 mile in, has been destroyed. About 100 metres up at this point. Crossing Newstead Gill, which could be the tributary to one of the other bigger rivers, like the Ouse or the Arun. Don't know. Okay, point 45 after leaving Newstead Gill is not at all clear. I've had great problems getting out of this wood simply because I couldn't find the path, which I'm now on by consulting the map. But again, instruction wasn't quite clear enough at that point. I believe this is the onward journey up to the road. Absolute madness. Okay, that footpath there is in an absolutely atrocious condition. Needs to be dealt with, West Sussex. Got a nice new pole there. Get the path sorted. It's taken me about half hour to get up there. Luckily I bought my secateurs today. Here we go. Someone's dumped a load of hardcore in front of this lane that I'm about to cross at point 48. Another pleasant wooded section, point 50 of the text. Back on track, I believe. Not a lot of bird song as usual at this time of year. Molting or whatever it is they do now that the youngsters have pretty much left. So quite tranquil today. In the last 30 minutes or so I've noticed a number of deer starting to emerge. Haven't been able to get them on film yet though. Too shy. I hope he's not about. Looks all clear at the minute. point 53 of the text. Take a left here. Still wonderful scenery. Getting a bit chillier now, but still very pleasant. Uphill into St Leonard's Forest. Okay, at this cross paths here, I've made a judgment and decided to take the shorter cut, which means I'm not going to do 16 miles today, mainly because I think I'm going to end up having done that already, simply through having got lost today. But if you do wish to do the main walk, 16 miles, you do a right here. So for the shortcut, continue straight ahead. There is also a left turn option, it's a crossroads. But it's coming up 6:30, and as I say, it's 2.5 hour trip back for me as well. So I do need to curtail this, unfortunately, much as we do have the daylight, and yeah, it's a glorious day. I've also got things to do tomorrow as well. So let's press on. Following the High Weald landscape trail now into Horsham. Not sure if I'm on the proper route or not, but I'm getting where I need to be. Lovely evening. Another herd of road here, just run across the road here as I descend into Horsham. Okay, here we are, 16 miles, nearly 7 hours later, back at Horsham after a very nice walk. A couple of points in the text that were incorrect made me late, delayed me, and consequently I couldn't do the whole walk. Anyway, good walk, highly recommended.